In August 1977, something strange happened in a suburb north of London. The witnesses of this incident included reporters and police. In 1977, a single mother, Hordison, moved 4 children to a house on 284th Street, Enfield, north of London. Hordison had 4 children: 13-year-old Margaret, 11-year-old Jane, 7-year-old Billy, and 10-year-old Johnny were at a boarding school. They would only go home during the holidays. On the night of August 31st, Hordison heard a strange sound in the child's bedroom. When he entered the child's bedroom, he found his 2 daughters in the corner. Their faces were terrified. The bed in the house was shaking. The drawer was moving. Hordison ran to the neighboring Pekinord's house with his 2 daughters to seek help. Pekinord came home, but found no reason to move. They decided to call the police. At around 1 a.m., the police arrived and began to check the corridors of the attic and the wall, but found no reason. A police officer saw a chair moving about half a meter in the room. The lights in the room began to flash. In the next 18 months, there were more than 2,000 reports of supernatural phenomena in Hordison's house, more than 30 eyewitnesses, including their neighbors, psychological researchers, and reporters. This house was also called one of the most terrifying haunted houses in the UK. To seek help, Hordison decided to call the Daily Mirror to investigate the supernatural. When the Daily Mirror learned that the police had witnessed this terrible phenomenon, they sent photographer Maurice to conduct a survey. They found nothing at first, but when they were about to leave, the kitchenware began to fly around in the air. He saw the baby's egg flying in the air. He said in the report that when the egg fell, it didn't roll, but landed on the ground. Maurice put a camera in the girl's bedroom and took a photo every 15 seconds. This photo was the captured image. This incident spread quickly throughout the UK. The Daily Mirror contacted the Association of Physics, and the physicist Maurice came to the house for the first time on the 5th of September. He witnessed an inexplicable incident and confirmed that what happened to his family was real. In the next 18 months, Maurice lived with his family to conduct the investigation. However, the incident did not end. Strange sounds and knocking at the door continued. Local officials, psychologists, and other visitors did not solve this phenomenon. In December 1977, something strange began to happen to Jane. She slowly drifted in the air, and her voice began to become hoarse, more like a male voice. The police recorded more than 180 hours of tape. During the suspension, he wrapped himself in a curtain. He said he was in a state of panic and didn't know what he was doing. In January 1978, he started to speak in a similar voice, but not as loud as he did. Another physicist, David Robertson, said he saw him floating in the air, and the fireplace in the back was twisted from the wall. Something that couldn't be explained happened in the house. The British newspaper reported that this became the subject of books and horror movies. Zenit was often bullied at school and called a ghost girl by classmates. He and his brother were called ghosts in the house. Although some people say this is a scam, others believe that this is the case. That has proven the supernatural so far. Finally, investigators found that before the incident, Zenit and his sister play a game of witchcraft with sticks before the incident begins. In 1978, this strange thing began to happen again. Robertson lived in Enfield for cancer. Zenit's 4 siblings moved out of Enfield on 284. The story of the Enfield incident has been passed down to this day, but this house is still inhabited. The current tenant also claims that what happened that year is still happening. However, the truth of the incident is that this has never happened. Before the Robertson family moved in, it's just that the kids played a similar game of summoning ghosts and accidentally awakened the evil spirit in this house. Later, the 2 sisters who grew up also got involved in this incident. But what happened was also true. Later, the incident was gradually forgotten.